Hi folks, today on RL's Garden we're going to be counting down the top 5 perennials in my garden for 2022, so stay tuned. Hi folks, and welcome back to RL's Garden. I'm Rob, and I'm in Zone 6B, Western Pennsylvania. Today I'm going to continue with my countdown of my top 10 perennials of 2022, looking at numbers 5 through 1. So, how did they make the top 10? 3 ways to do it. Number 1, they had to have a pretty long bloom time. Number 2, they had to have a pretty impressive bloom time. And number 3, they had to be something that I kept talking about and I wanted to take photos of. So if they met all 3 of those categories, they had a chance of making the top 10. So let's take a look at number 5. Okay, starting our top 5, coming in at number 5 is our red hot pokers. These are called Pyromania Rockets Red Glare, and they were amazing this year. Unbelievable. They were just shooting up their red blooms constantly this year. We still have one left over here, not looking so good, but my gosh, they were just gorgeous this year, as you could see from the pictures that I'll show you. Oh my gosh, they are awesome, and I suggest you get those. Find a nice place for them, and they will fill in nicely, and they won't do you wrong. They are gorgeous in Zone 6. Okay, coming in at number 4, my biggest surprise on the list, I think it was one of our most pleasing and steady plants of the year, and it was a Pulmonaria, actually 2 Pulmonarias, 2 different kinds anyway. We have in the back of our back garden here, we have 3 Pulmonaria planted. They are 2 different kinds. One is Shrimps on the Barbie, and the other one is Trevi Fountain. These guys started blooming early. I mean, really early, like as early as daffodils coming up. And they kept blooming, though. They kept blooming and blooming and growing, and their variegated foliage is gorgeous. We cut them back once because they were almost touching each other. They were growing so much, but they still look nice. And even now, they still look nice. They look great. So, fantastic plant for your garden, especially with this variegated foliage after the flowering ends. Flowering does, as I said, take a while to finish up. It's a really great plant, and I'm very excited about them next year as well. So that was number 4. Okay, I'm standing on the spot where number 3 is, and this is where we are right now with it. It is a veronica. It was called Bicolor Explosion, and it was amazing. Like all of the plants in our top 5, it was about I would say 3 feet high, and we cut it back, and I kept pruning at it, and it kept on flowering over and over and over again. It kept flowering throughout the summer and into fall, and fantastic plant. I can't say, I wanted to take pictures of it all the time. Every time I walked by here, it was just beautiful pink, and it was gorgeous. And again, pollinators all over it all the time. Fantastic plant. If you don't have one already, get one. Okay, we're down to our top 2. And coming in at number 2 is a surprise as well. It is a spirea, of all things. Double play Big Bang spirea. These guys have been lining this path walkway for about 3 years now. But this year, they really took off. They started blooming really, really early. They got some nice color early in spring, and they flowered profusely. And I cut them back this year maybe 3-4 times, and they kept coming back. They kept coming back, kept looking wonderful. And I walked by them, and I was like, look at these spirea. Every time I'd walk by them, I'm like, they're gorgeous. And they were fantastic this year. So if you do get this Be patient for the first year or maybe even the second year. They are fantastic now, and I'm expecting them to be just as gorgeous next year. So there you go. That's number 2. Okay, we're finally down to number 1. And number 1, if you followed my videos, I have mentioned this one quite a bit. It is white salvia. This one is in particular is called white night salvia. It still has some blooms on it, unbelievably. It has been blooming since spring, and we have 3 of them. They all performed wonderfully this year. Just fantastic plant. You keep pruning it, it keeps coming back and flowering, it keeps bringing the pollinators, and it is just wonderful. It just seems to stand out. Early spring, when it's really blooming, it looks like a ball of snow. It is fantastic, and I definitely suggest that everybody get this and attract your pollinators to your garden, and you'll be really happy. All right, that was my top 5 perennials of 2022. If you're interested in seeing 6 through 10, go back and watch the last video, and you might enjoy that too. There's some good suggestions on plants to put in your garden next year. Also, I would like to say that I do have probably a couple more videos yet in the garden before the bad weather hits. So stay tuned for those. And once again, like always, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Feel free to comment. And until next time, I'll see you in the garden.